could call me tall, man. Look at me now, your girl finna be a star, man. Single parent household, one income. Chasing the dollars, don't care where they come from. How you in a house full of people still feel alone? Oh, you hear me now, cause your girl got a microphone. Doing all that yelling and you ain't even listening. Taking family pictures like life really glistening. Running through life like a rat in a rat race. By the time you look up your kids in their own place. Healing from trauma, telling you they need space. Just forgive and heal and create your own space. Who I live in life in this world just a stress. Take it to the chin, just make sure you learn your lesson. Two-door in a coupe on the way to these blessings. Forgiving, living, love is one of my best friends. Who I live in life in this world just a stress. Take it to the chin, just make sure you learn your lesson. Two-door in a coupe on the way to these blessings. Forgiving, living, love is one of my best friends. I had your girl up in hermit mode. Started a business, started slow. Started to lose faith, but I held on the hope. Started chasing dreams that I couldn't let go. What you gonna do? Your back against the wall. What you gonna do is nobody to call. What you gonna do? They expect you to fall. Yeah, breaking them curses and doing my thing. Jumping these levels like life is a game. I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my veins. God finna do a big one. Gotta keep the crystals on me like a hip man. Gotta keep my face strong so I don't slip, man. Ducking these demons and I'm passing these lessons. Lighting my path on the way to these blessings. Who I live in life in this world just a stress, man. Take it to the chin, just make sure you learn your lesson. Two-door in a coupe on the way to these blessings. Forgiving, living, love is one of my best friends. Who I live in life in this world just a stress, man. Take it to the chin, just make sure you learn your lesson. Two-door in a coupe on the way to these blessings. Forgiving, living, love is one of my best friends.
Ooh. Hey guys, what's up? What it do? I know it has been a minute, not a minute. It's been a couple days, not a minute. I have been getting hit up as far as why I do pop-ups. Let me just digital product. I have been getting hit up as far as why do I do pop-up, why I don't schedule my workshops, why? Tell them because it's human nature, why did it happen? I don't do y'all that way. It's just, honestly, with my pop-ups, I feel like once I get them, that's what they call pop-up workshops. The replays are available for free. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on my Twitch. I'm actually saving my videos on my Twitch now. You can watch it on Facebook. I tend to put a lot of chop my webinars up, and then I tend to like post them to my platform. So if you don't want to watch the full episodes, you can watch the clips that I feel like are important parts of the webinar. But that's why I do pop-up webinars, because first of all, whether I do it at a certain time or not, many people may not be able to come. So I'm just going to do it anyway. And like I said, the replays are available on Twitch. They're available on YouTube. So you can always go back and watch the lives, watch the replays, and see what you missed. So that's why I do pop-ups. That's why they're not scheduled. I will have some scheduled ones coming. But if you can catch me, you can catch me. If you can't, it's okay. We got the replay. It's fine. So today is actually pretty exciting for me, because I feel like I kind of hit like the epiphany of all my years of research and just trying to figure out myself and just trying to figure out human behavior. And I was able to actually come up with a framework. Now, a framework is basically a 5-step plan that I basically came up with it's like different stages of healing and transformation. And I know, because I realized every time I'm talking to someone, every time I talk to somebody and they say, how were you able to do this? And I realized I'm talking from many different stages. I can talk about the detachment stage. I can talk about the detox stage. I can talk about the emotional. I can talk about so much, but I realized that all comes in stages. And I was actually able to organize that. And I wanted to introduce it to you guys. I'm actually going to have digital products about this system. I don't know if you guys watched like my last webinar when I was actually talking on my last webinar, and I was talking to Laura actually, and I was basically telling her about detachment and this being discontent and all that good stuff. And in that moment, I had a thought to create a system because I'm like, bro, there's no blueprint. And I'm the biggest person. I always say, like, there's no guidebook on about life. Like, there's no book on life. So it's like I'm all about experiences. So if I can actually build a system that helped me, like I said, I'm 36, right? I'm 36. I'm a mother of two. I got two kids. I'm a sports mom. So, and I'm a business. I write books. I have a podcast. I make music, of course. Beautiful Q, make music. I do so much. So a lot of people ask me, like, how do I stay grounded? How do I keep my emotions intact? How do you, how? And it's like, I can sit and tell everybody the same story over and over and over and over, but I'm going to get eventually tired. So it's like, okay, you need to come up with products so that way people can take home, people can sit with, people can actually do their work. And if they have any other questions, I have my mentorship available to where we can go into detail. We can do one-on-one. I have group sessions available. I'm working on my community as far as to where everybody can come. They can see all my free toolkits that I give out, because I do give out free toolkits. So I'm going to be letting you guys know exactly where I'll be doing that. I'll also be doing giveaways. I actually have a giveaway coming up. I'm working on that. I'm so excited, y'all. Like, it's just like this framework. I'm just excited because I feel like a lot of people don't know where to start. A lot of people don't know how to start. And I'm just like, man, I remember being in that space. I remember being in that space of not knowing where to start, because one, a lot of people around me wasn't trying to like transform. They wasn't trying to evolve. They didn't want to face themselves. They didn't want to realize that they've been, let's just say for me, you know how many people will not sit and face like, oh my God, like I'm a people pleaser. Yeah, no, you really are. Like I had to face that because I'm like, bro, I can squabble up if I want to. I don't let nobody try me. Ain't nobody playing in my face, but it's like, yeah, I was letting people play in my face, and I was actually cutting off the people that did not deserve to be cut off. And I was trying to people please with the people who didn't deserve. Like, it's just, it's like one of those things where it's like, you get screwed over so much, you just don't know who to trust, and you're trusting the wrong person. Like, there's no discernment, so it's just no type of clarity. So that's basically moving in chaos. All right, this is why I have a podcast, because I can talk forever. Are you on my live? Nothing. I gotta. I don't know who you're talking to, but I'm gonna beat you up when I get off this live. Hey, Chloe. All right,
Hey,
let me get it. Hey,
I'm on TikTok. Look at this. I'm on TikTok. What are you talking about? I don't got Facebook. Jeez.
Ooh, boy, I'm about to beat you up. Listen.
You know I'm running.
Ooh. See,
Now I'm not going to go to live.
This is why I have a parenting kit, because you have kids like this who are your test. And you know, the old quail, I would have, you know what I'm saying, put him in a headlock. You feel me? And just, you know what I'm saying? The old quail would have did that. But the new quail, the new Q, okay, I'm just gonna let him talk. I'm just gonna let him talk, let him think he have it, because he know he on my life. Anyways, let me just go ahead and get into the presentation. That's what I came here for. I want to show you guys my framework that I came up with. I'm going to be creating way more tools. I'm going to be launching books. I'm going to be doing workshops on this. Like I said, oh my goodness.
What?
All right. Anyways, all right. I'm going to go. Where are you? I'm actually going to make this bigger. Yeah, I'm gonna make this bigger. Okay, this is the alignment framework reveal. What? Can't see you.
Let
me see if I can do it like this. No, because then it'll be too small. gosh. Okay, so let me go back to the first page. This presentation is basically the alignment framework review. Okay, guys, listen. I don't know you good. I know y'all see that kid in the back, and I actually changed my background too. Like, why I don't have a picture of me? Okay, so I know y'all see the kid in the background, right? This is what you call a distraction. Okay, guys? Okay, guys. This is what you call a distraction. So I need you guys to focus, right? This is going to be a focus exercise. I know you see the kid in the background with making the faces. It's okay. I just need you to listen to my voice and just know that what I'm going to tell you is going to help you. It's way important. It's more important than this kid in the background making faces and dancing. I know it's entertaining, but it's not important right now. I know. I may give him 5 minutes after I'm done the presentation so he can dance since he wants to dance. You want to have a dance party after?
Definitely not.
Yeah, sure. Why, bruh? Get off the couch. What are you doing?
I'm not.
Are you crazy?
Are you crazy?
Anyways, distractions. Okay, let me get back focused because he gonna distract me. Anyways, okay, so this is the alignment framework reveal. This is what, like I said, everything that I have been working on my books, on my mentorship, everything has come to this. The framework I have created, and I just wanted to share with you guys. Y'all know, y'all already know your girl got stuff coming in. I got stuff set up for y'all so we can go in more detail. So why I created this framework. Basically, the journey from misalignment to healing is basically rooted in fundamental, a core premise. You don't heal to become someone else. You heal until you remember who you've always been, right? It's always been in you. Like you've like this person who I am today, I have always been this person. I just never knew. I've always been this person. I've forgotten. I don't know what happened, but I knew I've always been this boss. You feel me? I've always been this discerning person that love her intuition, that loves to heal and love. I've always been that person. Okay, so this framework was born out of the necessity to move from mere emotional survival into true emotional sovereignty. It is designed to guide individuals through the process of emotional self-leadership, ensuring that the healing journey leads back to our authentic self. Now, I believe in emotional sovereignty, and forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. No, I don't care if I'm saying it wrong. I'm a big believer in emotional sovereignty because I feel like we should have control of our own self. Hence why I'm always detached. I don't look for expectations. I want them things, yes, but if I don't get them, they don't affect me. It don't mess up my day. It don't do nothing like that because, like I said, I'm detached. You know, what comes, what's for me will never miss me, and it's happening for me. It's never happening to me. So this is why I came into this framework, because I realized a lot of people live so attached to life that they tend to get thrown off, their pivots, their emotions get thrown all over the place, and just all that good stuff, right? So the emotional alignment problem that I found as far as just doing my research, not just on individuals, but as far as myself, like I said, life is an experience. You can either be what my son say, you can either be a bot and lay down and take it, or you can be a big stepper and go do what you got to do and create your own blueprint and make your own waves. And I decided to be a big stepper. I ain't no bot. Anyways, many individuals find themselves trapped in emotional survival mode, struggling with profound misalignment. This creates a cycle of overwhelm where people constantly ask, how do I stop feeling overwhelmed? How do I stop letting everyone control my emotions? The core issues include a lack of boundaries, repeating toxic relationship patterns by confusing pain with love, deep identity confusion, where your sense of self remains dependent on your past. So a lot of people, I call them cycles. I call them cycles, but I love calling them lessons because I feel like once you learn something, you tend to not go through it. And when it does come back up, you tend to know, like, you've learned already from the past, like, oh no, I know this lesson already. Let me do something else to prevent me from being on this cycle. So a lot of that misalignment happens when we're not seeing the patterns and the cycles that we all go through. Usually, like, that's why in my song I say, who I live in life in this world just to stress, man. Take it to the chin, just make sure you learn your lesson. Do the in the coop on the way to these blessings. Forgiving, living, love is one of my best plans. Right? So a new path forward, the solution is a 5-stage framework for emotional self-leadership, helping people transition from emotional survival to emotional sovereignty. Instead of simply listing levels, this journey gives every stage its own emotional identity. The path focuses on structured healing, moving through distinct phases that prioritize regulation, emotional independence, pattern recognition, identity reconstruction, and ultimately self-mastery, where peace becomes your default state. And that's pretty much where I'm trying to get everyone at. Self-mastery. Once you know yourself, nobody can't come and throw you off your pivot. Nobody can come and make you react a certain way. That's why I realize a lot of people tend to go to jail, tend to lose a lot of things because they tend to react a certain way without actually thinking. So the alignment framework, this is the actual framework that I decided to come up with. And like I said, I'm so excited. So much thought process, so much has went into this to where people can actually know and just start their process. You know, as far as you don't have to do them in order, but me, honestly, I would advise for anybody to do this in this framework in order. Stage 1, adjustment. You have to move from chaos to clarity. You have to go through and see what around you is making your environment chaotic. And usually it's a lot of the people, a lot of the things we're doing, a lot of the choices we're making. It's usually that. So, AKA distractions. So you have to cut off a lot of things. Stage 2, detachment. Moving from emotional dependence to emotional freedom. Now, this right here, I think detachment is probably my favorite stage because I used to be so attached to things. I think I was a hoarder at one point, and I think I was because I did not like throwing away things. I was a hoarder at one point. So once I learned the value of detachment and how basically is you moving from emotional dependence to emotional freedom, once I got control over my emotions, knowing that nobody can make me feel a certain way, that only I can make myself feel a certain way, I was just like, oh my gosh. So once I learned detachment, I was so ecstatic. I think that's probably one of my favorite tools because I use it daily. I don't just use it not just, with people and things, but I use detachment daily. And I think I use the example of going to the grocery store. If I go to the grocery store and I go to cook, let's say tacos, right? And let's say I go to the store and they don't have the ingredients that I need to make the tacos. Am I going to leave that store to go to another store because I'm stuck on making tacos? Or am I going to adjust and detach from the fact that I wanted tacos and remember, like, you know what? I can eat something else. I can always eat tacos another night. It's not the end of the world. So just being able to live like that, I'm able to basically make my life stress-free as far as making decisions and being stuck at outcomes, and it's just less stress. Like I feel like I'm more of a flow type of state when I'm moving that way. Detox, moving from toxic attachment to healthy connection. Now, when you detach and when you usually have to detox, because when you're used to toxic relationships and toxic connections and toxic places and toxic things, like I can speak for myself, I stopped drinking. I'm only a social drinker. Like, right. So like when I used to drink every Friday night, have me a bottle. Like I used to drink, go to the club, drink, get lit. But I'm a social drinker. I don't drink like that. So that's more so a detox. I stopped eating meat when I got on this journey. That was a detox for me. I stopped eating sugar. It's so many things that I stopped doing that I had to detox from. I stopped being around people who wasn't as supportive as I was in a relationship. So that was a detox as well. It was a mental detox. It wasn't so much like a body detox, like a mental detox. Just me seeing how emotionally freeing it is to know that I'm only allowing people around me who are who not even just on my level, but people who care, who are careful the way that I am. I'm only allowing people I don't want people around me who I have to keep watching over my shoulder. I have to guess. I don't want people around that, because when people are around me, or I don't do that to them, I don't give them that type of feeling. So I deserve to be surrounded by those type of people. So that was another thing of detoxing. And then rebuild, moving from lost identity to authentic identity. And that's pretty much what I had to do. Like I said, if anybody know me, if anybody knew me before I was beautiful, cute, I actually was a people pleaser. I just did whatever. I just went with the flow, and I didn't really do what I wanted to do. I did what was needed to be done, and I'm still going to do what's needed to be done. But it's like at the same time, I'm able to do what my heart is craving and what I know I can do. Like my biggest thing was I hated living paycheck to paycheck. One, I seen my family members do it. I seen my mom do it. I seen, man, listen, my mom's mom has came out of retirement like freaking 8 times, bro, because the cost of living is the retirement can't keep up with them being retired. You know how many old people I see? So it's like I want something different. I had to rebuild. If I said if I'm gonna wake up, cut people off, and do all this stuff, then I need to do something different. So I want to work. I want to build my own company. I see Jeff Bezos with his own company. I see I can't even get them off my head. I see so many people that's making companies of their own, and they're hiring people. Why can't I be on that end? And it's like nothing there said, Q, you can't do that. Nothing ever told me that I couldn't. So this is me out doing it. So I had to rebuild my whole avatar. That's what they call it. I had to rebuild my whole avatar. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna come back how I want to come back. You feel me? Because at one point I worked like 3 jobs. I've been working since I was 15. I worked 3 jobs and still was struggling. Like working 3 jobs, bro. Listen, I think that was my. You know what was the pivotal version of this rebuild? The pivotal reason of this rebuild was COVID. 2013, I went to school for medical administration. And I want to say ever since then until COVID, I was working in the medical field. I went from working in a medical billing company. I built my way up in the medical field. Went from working. I first started working in a medical billing company, working in the customer service office, right? No doctor's office, no patients, no nothing. I worked there about 2-3 years, learned billing, right? Moved on to a the cardiologist office. Started working there, right? Working there for a couple of years. Got into the hospital at the cardiologist. I was in front desk. Got into the hospital. Worked as a radiology assistant. Worked there a couple of years. COVID hit. Listen, when they had us in the hospital sharing, reusing our PPE. It was just I was just like, and then I was like I said, I was working at the hospital, I was working at Jimmy John's, and I was working at the doctor's office, the cardiologist's office. I was working at all 3 jobs, still struggling. Ain't got nothing to do with money, nothing to do with saving. Well, yeah, it does. Back then I was not good with money. I'm not even gonna lie. Now I'm good with money, but back then I wasn't as good with money. I was working 3 jobs and I was still struggling. But I was like, that's not life, bro. Because I know people that do that every day. And that's just not life. But anyways, rebuild. That's how I rebuild. Sovereign, moving from healing to self-mastery. Now, a lot of people stay on this healing journey. No, you're not supposed to stay on the healing journey. Yes, you're gonna stay. Let me rephrase that. You're going to stay on the healing journey, but you're going to eventually become sovereign, to where you are the controller of your own emotions, to where nobody can throw you off. Nobody can get you on upset, because you are the master of your emotions. If somebody can throw you off and have you react a certain way, then that's just an excuse. Because it's like, really, like, is it really that serious for somebody else to come and knock you off your pivot and have you acting crazy? Like, no, we're not doing that. So the first one is adjustment. Chaos to stability. The primary focus of adjustment phase is to learn to regulate before trying to transform. This answers the critical question: how do I stop feeling overwhelmed? Now, the core skills as far as in the adjustment stage is you're going to learn nervous system regulation and emotional awareness, daily structure and grounding. Like I said, just going to the grocery store, just are you gonna cuss this person back out in traffic? Are you gonna entertain road rage, or are you just gonna let them have it and hit them with the peace sign? It's a lot of that as far as adjusting to the situation, removing emotional labels and releasing unrealistic expectations. Right? So that's the adjustment stage. That's my basic, those are my goals to once you like, Quill, get your words out. Get your words out. Those are my goals when you're done with when you leave the adjustment stage, I expect you guys to have these skills: nervous system regulation, daily structure and grounding, removing emotional labels, and releasing unrealistic expectation. Now, the removing emotional labels, that right there, I realize a lot of people have a hard time doing when you're removing emotional labels. And let me go ahead and just make let me go ahead and give examples. Like I can say I have siblings, right? On my mom and my dad's side. I use my free will to say who's related to me and who's not related to me. If you don't treat me like a brother, I'm not claiming you as a brother. You don't get that title. It's not fair to my other brothers. It's not fair to my real brothers. If you say you're my cousin and you don't treat me like a cousin, we don't act like a cousin, you're not my cousin. I don't claim you, and I don't need to claim you. I will not claim you. If you're my grandma, my mama, my daddy, anybody, and you don't treat me how that label says that was given to you, then I will not treat you as such. That's just how I am. And I'm sorry. And if people feel like I'm not a good friend, they feel like I'm not a good mom or whatever, please treat me as such. Please treat me as such. But I'm not. It's the same thing with my kids. If they don't feel like this person is this, or this person makes them feel uncomfortable, please don't call them that. Don't give them that label. That's not what we're doing. No. So adjusting, realizing that maybe your cousin who you grew up with is not so much of your cousin, like maybe your daddy who you looked up to don't like you. I've had my mom's mom tell me, Q, I love you, but I don't like you. And that's when I first learned that people can love you, but they don't have to like you. And I would not claim somebody who don't like me. That's stupid. That's crazy. That's weird. I won't do that. So let's move over to the stage 2. Phase 2 is detachment. Like I said, this is my favorite one, being detached. I love being detached. I love it. Detachment, emotional dependence to freedom. Love doesn't require emotional attachment. Now, when you leave from this phase, what I do expect for you guys to know is learn how to establish healthy boundaries and emotional independence, releasing control and detaching from outcomes, family role deconditioning, and choosing peace. Again, detachment, and I just explained it. You have to release the title. You have to. I've had friends that treat me way better than some family members, and it's not fair that I call them a family member when I have friends who treat me better. It's not fair. And that's when I started realizing, like, you're supposed to be this to me, you're supposed to be that to me, but you don't treat me as such. So why am I giving you that energy, and why am I giving you that label when, like I said, there's people who's not even really related to me that have treated me way better than family has. So I don't claim them. And it's not so much a claim, it's I have free will. I don't have to call you my brother. I don't have to call you my mom. I don't have to call you my dad. I don't have to call you none of that, especially when you're not what they say, the role doesn't match the title. I will not do that. And that's what a lot of people have to realize. Like, at first, a lot of people try to tell me, well, that's such and such. That's such and such. Such and such don't know who I am, because if such and such loved me, such and such wouldn't treat me as a stranger. Like I said, I've had people who weren't related to me treat me way better than my family members. So that's when I had to tell myself, okay, if you're supposed to be my brother, you're not acting like a brother, then I'm not going to label you as a brother. I'm not going to treat you like a brother. You don't deserve that. Because like I said, I have other brothers. who play that role, right? And I play my sister role. So it's not fair that you get that title as a brother when you're not a brother. No, I'll give it to somebody who actually utilizes the title, who stand up in it, who stand up big business about that title. Because I know how I am. I stand on big business. I make sure I'm there for my people, and I deserve somebody the same way around me. So if you're not playing your role, baby, you will not get the title. That's not how it works over here. I don't care how long we knew each other, and I don't care how long you've been around. You will not over here. And that's what I want to teach people. Because you know how many people actually live their life and they're saying like they can't cut this person off, they can't do this because they're so attached, but they keep getting hurt. They keep getting hurt. Their heart keep getting broken. They keep getting disappointed. Are you gonna? Is it fair for you to live your life to keep making excuses for this person who don't want to change, who understand that what they're doing is hurting you, but they don't care? Is it really? Is it? No, you only get one life, baby. You only get one. And you have to be, listen, once I started treating my time like money, like that lady saying, does that Maxine, what's her name? Maxine Waters? Forgive me if I'm saying her name wrong. Well, she said, I'm claiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. And that was probably the best thing I ever did, was reclaim my time. Because I don't have time. And I just want people to know you don't have time to be playing with people in the BS. If they don't want to change, please leave them. If they don't want to get right, leave them to the left. Let them get left. Right? Because you can't solve everybody's problem. Everybody, we all got a lesson to live out here. That's exactly why I don't sit back and hold people's hand, because they got to learn. I can't make all the decisions for them. And if I did, guess what? When I turn my back, they're going to make the same decision that they want to make in their heart. We can't hold everybody's hand. We can't. These lessons, like, you can get guided. I can guide you. I can give you advice. I can show you things. But at the same time, that lesson you have to figure out. You have to make the final decision. You have to put the pieces in the right place. Because it's your life lesson. I don't know what you and your family karma is. I don't know none of that. Nobody else does. And I realized that when I connect to people, I tend to figure out what their karma is, what they're supposed to get over with. And it's like, if I tell them that, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. So I just wait till they come to me, I just wait till they come to me. So yes, detachment is basically, we want to stop other people from controlling our inner world. We want to be the boss. Like, you want to be a boss, big steppers. Like, this is what we do. We control our own world. Detox. Toxic attachment to healthy connection. Heal relational patterns instead of just changing partners. It answers the question, why do I keep repeating the same relationship? And like I said, once you leave this phase, I really want you guys to know the trauma bond recovery and attachment rewiring, how you can rewire yourself so you're not going into the same lessons. Building a self-worth and practicing forgiveness, pattern recognition, and loving reality instead of potential. And like I said, with this one, I had to learn about this one too, because what's crazy, bro? I actually seen, what's this lady name? What is her name? It's the Dr. Bryant lady. The doctor lady. The doctor, whatever. The doctor lady. It was a clip. It was just a snip. I didn't watch the full thing. But all I seen was, so forgive me if I'm premature or ignorant on this topic, but what I did see her, and she said, you're not supposed to be alone when you get your heart broken. Her father told her the fastest way to heal that is to get into another relationship. Oh my God, please don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Because you need a detox. Like, I don't think people understand. I would never advise nobody to just go and jump into something else, because you're gonna run into the same thing, just a different body. It's the same energy, just in a different body. So if you used to people cheating on you, it's because you let a lot of shit slide. You be letting a lot of shit slide. That's why you get cheated on. And you're not being discerning. You're not being discerning enough you're actually being discerning, and most of the time, most of the people know that the person is cheating. They just don't want to do it because they suffer from abandonment issues. They don't want to detach. They don't want to. I know that because, like I said, I was there. I was at that one point, but I've learned that I like exclusivity. Exclusivity. I like being exclusive. I it's. I feel like when you don't give yourself to everybody, I feel like you're exclusive. I love exclusive people. I love exclusive things. Like anybody can't just put their nasty, greasy, dirty hands on you. Like I love exclusivity, and that's just how I am. I'm exclusive. Like I just. And it's not no, it's just, it's too many energies out here to be getting mixed up with. And I ain't got time to be trying to like figure it out. I ain't even got time. Anyways, but yeah, that's how I feel about toxic relationships and stuff like that. I feel like you should just, you know what I'm saying? Like learn and look what you just got out of. And if you see it somebody who, most of the time we getting with the same people. Most of the time we're getting with the same people. So it's like it's either you want to learn from that person and be like, or you're gonna just keep going into the same cycle. So that's another reason. This is the phase that, like I said, we learn by trauma, rewiring our minds, building self-worth, practicing forgiveness, forgive yourself. Like, for you to know. If you knew better, you'll do better, right? Like we all learning. Okay, so rebuild, the stage 4 is rebuild. Lost identity to authentic identity. Create an identity that is not dependent on your past. It helps you answer the profound question, who am I now? Developing self-concept and defining core values. Identify the reconstruction, establishing vision, purpose, and emotional leadership. Now, like I said, when I went on a rebuild for who I wanted to be and who I wanted the world to view me as, I said, listen, I'm a big stepper. I stand on big business, but I used to stand on big business in a minimalist way, right? I was standing on business at a job that would never give me recognition. I was standing on big business just in a profession I did not like. Heat pressing, I was very good at it. I know I'm very good at graphic design, but I just wasn't. So now I say, I'm gonna stand on big business. That's what I do. I always stand on business. I've always big step. I always make stuff happen. But I need to put it in a way that just pours into me, and then boom, here I am. I rebuilt myself. I have an empire. I'm an author. I'm a podcaster. I do Reiki. I do mentorship. I do so much more than what the old me would have even thought. Like the old me, I don't even think the old me would have even thought to do no stuff like this. But here I am, right? Because I said I wanted something different. Sovereign, healing to self-mastery. Build a life where peace becomes your default state. Once you get here, you should be at the emotional mastery and trigger deactivation, choosing response over reaction, conscious leadership, inner peace, and living intentionally, right? This is where you are the safe space. Like I can say with me, I am the safe space. I am the safe space. So that's why if you notice my brand is the Quniverse experience. You got beautiful Q, I make the music, but the experience is the sacred space that I've created. The Quniverse for my Qualians type deal. So that's the sacred space that I've created, since I myself was able to create a safe space within myself by healing, detaching, detoxing, and just being a ruler of my own emotions. People have that sacred space to come to me and they can be all over the place, but it will not throw me all over the place. It won't overstimulate me. It won't do anything because I've created a sacred space within myself to know that when somebody else comes to me with all their emotions, that's not me, that's them. So I'm able to sit and look at them and be like, okay, what you want to do? How can I help you? Because I'm totally disconnected from anybody, right? So sovereign, that's how we're able to help each other. Like, that's just how I feel. So emotional sovereignty. Implementing this framework shifts individuals from a state of emotional survival into true leader. Emotional sovereignty. Implementing this framework shifts individuals from a state of emotional survival into true emotional sovereignty. It cultivates deep emotional self-leadership, ensuring that peace becomes a default state rather than a fleeting moment. Intentional connection. By mastering trigger deactivation and learning to choose response over reaction, individuals can build healthy connections, establish firm boundaries, and live intentionally without their internal world being controlled by outside forces. Listen, y'all. Okay. Now, that's the end of the presentation. Like I said, if you missed the presentation, the replay is on YouTube, Twitch, and I'll be uploading clips to my YouTube shorts, my Instagram, my TikTok, and yeah. You know what I'm saying? Visit quniverse.com if you want to book your mentorship program. If you want to get these toolkits, you want to just tap in with your girl. The link is down at the bio, down at the bottom. Also got the QR code in the top left corner. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on mobile, but I have that. Let's see. Bro, what's going on with Instagram? Caught up in the morning ever since the weekend, you know. I wonder if I should no. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so that's my framework. I'm so excited to introduce it to you guys. Like I said, I have like digital products. I have so much set up to where I can introduce that framework. I have my master classes. I have my workshops. I have all that stuff set up for you guys. It's just like, like I said, between making music and my mentorship and my books, it's like I'm always busy. Always got something to do. And I know a lot of people are like, yo, we need new music. We want to see you perform. We want to see that. We want to see that. I get it. I totally get it, right? Because a lot of y'all probably here because of the music, but I'm multifaceted. I do way more than just music. I do way more than music. That's a bonus to y'all, though. It's a bonus to y'all because if you, okay, when you don't feel like listening to music, you can go read my book. When you don't feel like reading a book, you can go get my toolkit. When you don't feel like doing the toolkit, you can go in listen to a podcast. If you don't want to listen to a podcast, you can go and get my merch. If you don't want to get no merch, you can go and put in a request for me to do some other shit. Oh, you can watch my old performances on YouTube. Like I have so much stuff for you guys. I'm just one person, y'all. Like I'm only one person, and I'm building this empire on a solid foundation. Like I said on my last one, like I'm taking a chance on myself. I see what I can do. I see what I'm doing. I see what I have done. And I know if I just keep going hard and just keep staying focused and just keep implementing and planting my seeds, that the harvest is going to come. When I say I've been planting. So I know I'm going to have a whole bunch of type of trees. I'm going to have fruit trees, flower trees, all types of trees. I'm just excited. I'm just ready to go. And just me being in this mental space to be able to have the capacity to be able to take on so many of the things that I do. Like I said, I do everything by myself. I don't have a team. I don't have an assistant. I don't have none of that. Everything is by myself. My music, I do everything my music by myself, registration, finding bookings. I do all that by myself. My mentorship, I do all that by myself, setting up systems, forms, programs, presentations. That's all me. I do everything by myself. And by the grace of God, I'm grateful to know that I have this mental capacity to be able to just be able to shift and adjust and just hold down what I got going on without spazzing out or being all over the place. So I'm really grateful for that. And this is how I know that, this is how I know that what I have to offer will be very, very valuable to a lot of people, because I know there's a lot of CEOs that are moving in chaos. And when I say in chaos, it don't necessarily have to be the business is chaotic. The business could be going good, but it's just you. Because at the end of the day, I look at, when I see people, I see people. I don't see the label. I don't see CEO. I don't see the company. I don't see none of that. I see a person. That's what I see. So I came across so many CEOs, so many people who aren't CEOs. I've came across many people from all different types, all different walks of life. And I realized a lot of us have the same issues. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter where you live at, what your area code is. It don't matter, none of that. A lot of us suffer from the same issues. So this is why I came up with my framework, because I know that it's a lot of us, especially CEOs, and just me stepping into the CEO role myself, I realized that it's a lot. It is a lot to be able to still show up for yourself every day, to still be able to have faith, to when you see those things that don't go your way, and when you constantly have to adjust, and when you constantly have to do stuff like that, it does take a lot out of you. But to keep showing up, you really have to have a certain mindset to keep going. And I know a lot of people is probably like, what am I talking about? Bro, I've never seen what I'm doing right now. I've never seen nobody do. Everything that I know, building a website, pulling up a podcast, doing all this stuff, graphics design and all this, those, all that stuff is self-taught. I am self-taught. Everything that I do, everything that I know is self-taught. I love researching. I love finding out new information. I love doing all of that stuff. So when I tell you have to be open, and you have to be, so it comes with a lot of things, because I know it's a lot of CEOs, they get in there and they're just like, they know everything. They don't want to hear nothing. And it's like, no, you can't be that type of CEO. You got to be the CEO that's open, that's always learning, that can see all different types of perceptions. But then again, that's a whole different video, whole different conversation. And like I said, I do sessions with CEOs. Again, I do have a 4-hour block available for you guys for mentorship. I'll spend 4 hours with you guys, and then I'll help you get through. And it's not even, it's something, I give you tools that you can use on a daily basis. I don't give you tools that you can use just for one day. I'm not coming over there just to show you, no, I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you tools that you use daily. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I want to do a dance break. I haven't listened to my music in a minute. Let me stop lying. Oh my God, my leg hurt. Okay, so let's see. I was gonna do a dance break, but I'm not, because I got too much to do. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate the people that's gonna watch the replay. I hope this information help you guys. I hope this information like get to the right people. Hope it resonates. I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to do and what I am doing, and it can get to the people who can actually utilize what I offer. So again, digital tools, Qniverse.com. If you Google the term Qniverse, it'll bring up everything. The QR code is in the top left corner if you want to get your digital products. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I'll talk to y'all later. Again, I'll be bringing that toolkit soon, so you be on the lookout. But thank y'all for tuning into my TED Talk.
Told myself I never let on play my face again. Wear size 6 and I'm stepping like a 12. Waiting on my downfall, boy, I wish you well. I think I heard me. And I'm back in the back. Big stepping, I don't fake. Cut the face up on my grass, ain't nobody safe. This your girl, Big Q, you know what it do. Standing on big business, that's just what I do.